Our forensic eye on the motor racing world this week drills down to India, where we catch up with the young talents breaking through at the Indian National Championships. And we see how the veterans respond. Plus, we find out how Honda Racing India are giving more racers a chance to ride competitively. This is the Asia Motorsports Hour. But we get things underway with a look back at what happened at an historic event in Lombok, Indonesia at the weekend. Ron Hogg, the promotions director for Two Wheels Motor Racing, joins us. And Ron, a brand new circuit at Mandalika. What's the feedback on it? Was it deemed a successful weekend?
Yeah, I think it was a great job done by the circuit. The circuit itself looks so beautiful, so scenic next to the sea. I think the races were exciting. So it shows to be sort of a flowing track, not very fast, but I think challenging enough for the riders. And again, a brand new circuit to pull it off what they did to get the race on. I think kudos to them. It was a great job and another great circuit for us in Asia.
Fantastic news. Okay, let's actually focus on what happened on the track. And Galang Hendra Pratama, he was obviously the local star name, and he didn't disappoint. He got himself in the points, which is a pretty good ending to an okay season for Galang Hendra in Moto2.
Yeah, I think it's his first season or its second season in the 600, and I think he's still getting in terms moving up from the WSSP 300, where he performed really well, finishing on the podium, winning some races. And I think he's just getting used to that, the bike, the power and everything. I think he didn't have a very good first race in Mandalika. He gambled by changing tires in the hope that it would rain. Sort of didn't work out. If he did, he would have been the hero of the day. And I think in race 2, he just performed to what he is capable and finished, I think, a decent 13 to collect 2 points on his debut at his home circuit. So kudos to Galang, and hope to see more of him next year.
And in the main event, WSBK, obviously, Kota Nozane, he ended his debut season again in the points with a season best P9 for 7 points. What do we make of his debut season at WSBK?
Again, I think it's his first season, and what we've seen with the Japanese rider, they take some time to get used to how the championship is basically. And I feel he will come much stronger next season. We've seen this with so many Japanese riders already. Once they move out of Japan, to get used to the culture, the racing, feeling the conditions, and I think he's using new tires for the first time in his life, as opposed to what he was using in Japan. So we'll expect to see some good results next year, because he is sort of one of the stars in Japan in the All Japan Championship.
An upgrade at the Madras Motor Racing Circuit, and real hopes of a new circuit to be built in Coimbatore, plus the emergence of a new generation of riders at the Indian National Championships. Whilst motorcycling generally has been shut down over the last 18 months, there's been a quiet revolution going on behind the scenes of Indian motorcycling circles, as the nation continues its search for a genuine international quality rider. All this allied to the continued support and investment by manufacturers in the country, such as Honda Motorcycle and Scooter India, the company behind Honda Racing India, and there's a quiet confidence amongst those behind the India motor racing scenes for the future. Honda Racing India are one of the teams who have been at the heart of a quiet revolution, with their involvement in the Indian National Championships extending way beyond merely supporting teams in the championship. Prabhu Nagaraj is the Senior Vice President of Brand and Communications with Honda Motorcycle and Scooter India Private Limited.
Basically, in the National Championship, we have 2 ways which we progress. One is the talent development, which we do through the Honda India Talent Cup in 2 categories, that is the 150cc and the 250cc. And the second is the one-make race, which we conduct for the Honda 2.0, which we have started this year. apart from the national championship participation through our satellite team.
That focus on youth doesn't mean, though, that Honda Racing India are forgetting about the riders who've tried to make the grade at international level.
It's race time. And lights are off. A fabulous start there for Jagan Kumar as well as K.Y. Ahmed. A little bit of a trouble start there for Deepak Ravi Kumar. So is a good start coming in from Rajiv Setu as well as Madhanu Kumar. Who's it going to be? We see the Pacer Yamaha boys also in this mix in the top 7. Wow, what an incredible, powerful start from the top 7.
Rajiv Setu is currently 3rd in the Open Pro Stock 165cc category at the Indian National Championships. And he's regarded as something of an inspiration to Honda's new emerging talent.
Anything can happen. Don't take your eyes off. It's K.Y. Ahmed, Jagan and Rajiv coming into the straight. The checkered flag is here. And what a finish. He makes it a double. K.Y. Ahmed for TVS Racing makes it another win in round 3. With Jagan Kumar, number 3, taking 2nd. And Rajiv Setu settling in for the Idemitsu Honda India SK69 racing team with a 3rd.
The race was very tough. Until the last lap, it was very difficult. I was always on the 100%. And it was a fantastic race. I learned a lot. But I'm sorry to my team because I couldn't win the race because they worked very hard this weekend. Each and every day, everybody worked in my crew. But still, the championship is a long way. We have more 4 races. So I'm happy that I'm finished 3rd. So hopefully we'll fight for the win in the upcoming rounds. And I would like to thank our sponsors, Idemitsu and Honda. And we'll come back stronger. Thank you.
Rajiv is one of our stars, no doubt about it, who has actually given a lot of these young riders. They consider Rajiv as one of these stars, and because of which they have started racing also. However, Rajiv, maybe in the younger days, they did not get opportunities like riding on an NSF 250 at their early ages. And using all their experience, those are the people who are training these young kids. And these young kids are definitely, I think, more promising with their experience, skill, and the opportunities which they have had. And working at a very younger age and getting opportunity in the international level at a younger age will definitely give them an edge over the older riders in future.
Honda run 2 Talent Cup series for 150 and 250cc races at the Indian National Championships. And with the likes of Kevin Quintal and Sartak Chavan at 250cc and 17-year-old Prakash Kamat at 150, we're seeing some new names emerge to take over the mantle of attempting to place an Indian racer at international level.
The Talent Cup itself is basically the invite applications for the talent hunt through which we scout young talent, and they start with the 150cc category and we skill them up, and the top riders get to upgrade themselves to the NSF 250 app, which is the Moto 3 spec machine, where these riders get an opportunity to skill them up to be competitive enough for the international level. And the top riders from there, they get the opportunity to get into the Asian level, whether it can be ATC or TTC, and maybe a good rider can get into even ARRC.
Of course, there's a commercial focus to Honda Racing India's involvement in the sport, hence the introduction of the Honda Hornet 2.0 one-make series at the championships. There, Chennai-born Kevin Cannon is making the most of his opportunities on the Hornet, but the likes of Alwin Sundar are pushing hard, and these new names are enjoying race opportunities offered by Honda.
The race was pretty good. Thanks for Honda for giving this wonderful bike and improving it every race, and the fights are getting bigger and bigger every race. Kevin Anna was fighting with us, but unfortunately he crashed in front of me, so I had to slow down and ease off my throttle and settle for second. The fight with Ullas and all, Ullas was awesome riding. We fought well, but sad to miss Kevin Anna on the podium.
Basically, it's a good connect with the motorcycling because racing is the DNA of Honda. And to provide the not just only the commuting but also the fun element to our customers, we have initiated this Hornet 2.0 program, which is a one make series where we provide the track-specific modified bikes to the enthusiasts to come on track and experience the actual racing on the track after they have got some basic training.
So, for enthusiasts, experienced riders, and emerging talent alike under the Honda India Racing banner, these seem to be promising times.
One point which I want to just highlight that this program of talent and talent cup which we are running is gaining pace now now that we have restarted after the pandemic, and we are getting more younger riders and we will see more younger riders in the future. And we are also realigning our direction also. Once we have development of these people, these younger riders, probably not just only the ARRC or the ATC, but I think they will have opportunities in future, even in those other competitions like the endurance, and they can develop themselves to be the endurance riders and have some global people picking them up also in future in case if they are good. So there are opportunities available now with the endurance coming into Sepang. So the Asian riders will have opportunity, and I'm sure the Indian riders also can utilize this platform to showcase themselves in future.
Idemitsu are key backers of the Honda Talent Cup that forms part of the race schedule at the Indian National Championships, and they're also offering prizes that you can win if you go to the ARRC Facebook page to answer 2 questions. First, later in the program, we'll be reporting on the Idemitsu Honda India Talent Cup. From that report, you'll learn the answer to the question of which Honda Racing Indian rider currently tops the 250cc category at that Honda Talent Cup. And coming up after the Idemitsu choir, more from India's national championships as the veterans respond to the challenges laid down by India's next generation. Gagan Kumar and co, still the riders to beat. Now let's catch up with how the next generation of racers in India are looking. 3 of 5 rounds of the Indian National Championship, sponsored by MRF, have been completed, with the 2 remaining rounds coming in 2022. And to talk us through the season of the Open Pro Stock 301 to 400cc and 165cc categories, we're joined by Vicky Chandhok, the Vice President of the Madras Motorsports Club.
301 to 400cc Des is where the big battles are going to continue down the line, because there are more bikes that are coming on. Okay, we are having very strong manufacturer support, right? Most of the bikes are still privateers. Okay, we out of the 40 bikes on the grid, we've got, I think, only 2 or 3 are really factory supported. All the rest are privateers, private teams. Whether they've got private deals going with the manufacturers or not, that's a different story. But it's fantastic that we decided to promote this very recently, and it's really caught out pretty well, which for me, goes a long way in speaking about the track.
The 2021 season to date in this category has been utterly dominated by one man, the veteran 41-year-old Rajini Krishnan. From early in the first race of the season, Rajini has blitzed the field.
There you go, that's now bike number 67, who's now taking the inside of bike number 20 and coming ahead.
Rajini would go on to win the first 3 races of the season.
Bike number 67 for Team RSCR taking the checkered flag in first.
It wasn't until the second round and the 4th race of the season that Rajini made any kind of an error. But when he did, it was costly.
Rajini keeping it nice and tight into the inside as they go into turn 8. Very defensive line, and there is contact. Oh no! TVS Racing's Deepak Ravikumar touches the rear tire of Rajini Krishnan. Disaster.
And it's Shetty taking advantage of the chaos to record his first win of the campaign.
Anish Shetty, bike number 44, taking the win.
Rajini got back to winning ways in October's 3rd round, a win in race 5.
Lights on. Can Rahul Shetty make a win? A fantastic start for both Rahul and Anish Damodara Shetty. Definitely on hyperdrive at the moment. The KTM RC 390s, we've seen the torque coming out of these motorcycles. But Deepak Ravikumar stirring it up, even with the tough start, keeping it P2 at the moment. There's the rest of the pack following closely behind in turn 1, turn 2. Shaping the start of this race.
But only after a gripping race with his nearest championship challenger, Rahul Shetty. This one decided on the last lap.
Who is it going to be? Rahul Shetty getting hyperdrive as he comes into the straight, and he takes the checkered flag with Rajini Krishnan taking second.
I'm sorry to draw a parity between those 4-wheel things and the 2-wheel thingies. Okay, but having seen Fernando Alonso, I saw Alonso last weekend. Okay, if a 40-year-old guy can compete at Formula One levels, okay, I must say Rajini, the old man, is still strong on his bike. I've been watching him, and his fighting skills, or rather his competitiveness, has increased as is aging. Okay, I think the older you get, you probably try to fight harder. I've not seen him in such attack mode when he was at his prime. So I'm not saying he's not in his prime now, but I'm just saying that he's attacking more. The 165 will always sustain, okay, because those are the numbers, and the way the close racing has been going on. In fact, if you see the team points that I've sent you, we've got a 120, 129, and 130 for the 3 top teams, which is segregating them like with just that much of a gap. Okay, then you'd look at the manufacturer points. I mean, forget TVS possibly didn't have enough of a domination in the last round, but other than that, you look at Yamaha and KTM. There's a fight down to the last 2 points. So we've got rounds to go, and it's unbelievable. It's going to be unbelievable.
Another veteran, Jagan Kumar, is dominating the open class of the 165cc category. The multi-time national champion winning the first 3 races of the season. But he's coming under increasing pressure as the season progresses, largely from his own TVS teammates.
Currently trailing in P2, he's got the pace and he's going in for the kill. Oh no! That's Rajiv Setu, that's gone down.
Jagan having to settle for P2 here behind Deepak Ravikumar in race 4 of the season.
Deepak Ravikumar, bike number 25, that's leading the charge, taking the win, making it a first. Jagan Kumar, bike number 3 for TVS Racing, making it a 1 and 2 for TVS Racing. I know that's what they wanted.
One fascinating aspect of the final 2 rounds will be the racing team orders at TVS, because all 3 of their raiders have now won races. Jagan, Deepak and KY Ahmad with a win double in round 3.
Jagan and Rajiv coming into the straight. The checkered flag is here. And what a finish. He makes it a double. KY Ahmad for TVS Racing makes it another win in round 3.
Though it's Jagan Kumar who takes a 41-point advantage into the new year and the final 4 races of the campaign. You can't get rid of the old stars just yet.
While I'm thrilled for the boys, okay, whether it's Jagan or whether it's Deepak or Rajiv Setu, or you take Ahmed, or you take Senthil Kumar, or whichever of these 5 riders, at the same time, I do think that the Juggans of the world still have a few years left in them. But what I really need to see is some of these youngsters, some of these young kids, all right, in that below 20 age group, coming out and giving these boys a fight. That's what I need, or that's what the country needs.
Our thanks to Vicky Chandhok for that analysis. Next round at the Madras Motor Racing track comes in January. And some competition for you, courtesy Idemitsu, who are offering prizes that you can win if you go to the Asian Road Racing Championship Facebook page. 2 questions, the second of which, what is the name of the series that Honda Racing India have introduced this year to the Indian National Championships? If you scroll back to the first part of this broadcast, you'll find the answer easily enough. After the break, the new names India hope will emerge to challenge Jagan Kumar and Rajini Krishnan. The Honda Talent Series from Chennai still ahead. Welcome back to the Asia Motorsports Hour. Ron Hogg from Two Wheels Motor Racing, the promotions director, rejoins us once again. And we're visiting the Idemitsu Asia Talent Cup that took place at Mandalika. Busy old weekend it was, Ron. 4 races were meant to have taken place, but we're in monsoon season, we're in rainy season in Mandalika, so one was postponed. I suppose we ought to have expected that.
Yeah, it's sort of a rainy season at Lombok at this time of the year, and we've witnessed how heavy the rain can be. Typical Southeast Asian monsoon storms where not only the rain but visibility is down to almost zero. So they had to cancel the race. So it was already a hectic weekend for them, doing 4 races in that weekend. So they managed to do 3.
For Rosato, 100% record. We didn't know a lot about him beforehand. All we know about him now is that the boy can ride.
Yeah, I think perfect weekend for him. He's shown that he's got this composure, which impresses me completely because at times in qualifying, he was not the fastest guy, but come towards the race, he was always up front. He was pushed all the way by Daniel Sharil, and, he tried really hard, managed to overtake him a couple of times in almost all the races. But somehow or another, Furusato was very composed and able to squeeze out the win in all the 7 races this season. Also, a good shout out to Ganmi, who used to race Underbone in the ARRC, who finished 3rd in all 3 races last weekend as well. So again, I think another rider to look out for the coming seasons.
This is the race for the NSF 250R riders, and these are the beautiful Moto3 spec machines which Honda have brought into Indian motorsport.
In the 250cc one-make category, all racers ride the NSF 250R. It's been one heck of a season for Kevin Quintal.
And a very good start coming in from Kevin Quintal, but it's Sarthak Chavan that's quickly off into that lead that he takes on. Wow, very good start. He definitely got in that power-pack start that he missed out on yesterday.
The Chennai-born rider won the first 4 races of the season and looked a class apart from the rest of the field.
I'm pretty sure he's going to go back with an even bigger smile Gavin Quintal, folks, bike number 1, taking the checkered flag for run 2, day 2. Now that's how it's done. You show them, mister.
But Quintal had a much tougher time of it in the third round at the Chennai circuit, edged out of victory by Pune rider Sartak Chavan in race 1 of round 3 by the narrowest of margins.
He was on the disadvantage and he just turned everything upside down to be on the advantage. Gavin Quintal, folks, takes the race lead for the first time in this 6-lap shootout to the checkered flag. This is race 1 of round 3 for the Idemitsu Honda India Talent Cup, the NSF 250 Open Class. Sartak Chavan not going down without a fight. There is contact between the two. Oh, I don't know how they both managed to stay back on the track. Wow.
Sartak Chavan going on to take the win.
Sartak Chavan putting everything, giving it everything he can. Drawing power, everything out of this NSF 250R into the straight line. Checkered flag awaits. Sartak Chavan takes the win from second. But it's his young man, Gavin Quintal. What a stunning performance today. From 10th, way back in that pack, taking second.
And Sartak would go on to take race 2 as well, although Quintal will take a 35-point championship lead into the final 4 races of the season.
And coming to the NSF 250R, yes, Gavin Quintal is one star emerging out of the 250cc category, that is the NSF 250, where he has really worked hard to compete himself. In fact, he had tried himself in 2019 in the TTC, that is the Thai Talent Cup, where we have the basically the Thai riders and a few other Asian riders competing in that Thai Talent Cup. So we had given him an opportunity to check his capability, and after he had gone through that one round, after that he's really developed himself and is one of the very promising riders whom we have.
The bikes lined up are the CBR 150R for the novice category riders. By novice we mean these are the younger riders, the newer riders who are making their mark in the racing scenario with all the support from Honda Motorcycle and Scooter India Private Limited.
The 150cc Honda Talent Championship has very much been a one-man show. Number 1, Prakash Kamath, has won 3 and finished second in the other 3 of the 6 races to date.
And they're off. A fantastic start there for Prakash as well as Ikshan. Both of them trying to get ahead of each other into turn 1. It's Prakash Kamath who's definitely managed to get a better start this time around, but Ikshan, we've seen him yesterday fight it out for that win, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see that yet again today.
A challenge could still come from Iksan Chambang. Iksan missed the first 2 rounds this season, but he pushed Prakash all the way in both races of round 3.
Brilliant racing from both Prakash and Ikshan so far. Ikshan seems to be lining up slightly wide there from Prakash Kamath. He goes wide. Ikshan manages to get onto the outside at turn 11 at the moment. Over the bridge. He's got the pace. He's got the momentum. What an attack from Ikshan Shanbag.
Only for an error to give Prakash that 3rd win of the season in the 6th race.
It's safe to say with... Oh! What a miss. There is an error from Ikshan Shanbag that has cost him quite a bit of lead.
A P1 and a P2 on the weekend for Shabag, but in such a short season, mistakes and missing 2 rounds make it near impossible to get enough points on the board. And Prakash looks good for the 150cc Talent Cup title.
Coming into the final corner onto the main straight, looking very comfortable. Bike number 1. The checkered flag is here and he takes the win in P2.
Yesterday I did some mistake, but today I didn't. And I saw that we are fighting, but actually I didn't post. I was like, but last 2 laps I guess I pushed. I thought I can win, so I pushed. And thanks to Idemitsu Honda Racing India for this incredible bike and giving me opportunity to ride this sweet bike. And thanks to my mechanic who really supported me like incredible. Thank you, team. Thank you, Honda.
150cc, the new emerging rider is definitely Prakash Kamath, who's come along, who's really done a very good skill up, not just on the the opportunities which were available on the track, but I think through the pandemic, the kid has worked himself, and he is one of the potential riders for future whom we see from the 150cc category.
And that's the show. Hope you enjoyed it. A reminder, if you log on to the Asian Road Racing Championship Facebook page to answer 2 questions posed in this edition of the Asia Motorsports Hour, you can win some rather snazzy ARRC polo shirts. The questions. First, which Honda Racing India racer currently tops the 250cc category at the Idemitsu Honda India Talent Cup? And what is the name of the series that Honda Racing India have introduced this year into the Indian National Championships? Scroll back to the first part of this broadcast, you'll find the answer. Next week, our old friend Zakwan Zaidi takes centre stage as we focus on the plans of the Honda Team ASEAN with Shower Team. And we'd love to get your feedback on this programme, so contact us at the ARRC Facebook page with your comments. Bye for now.